180 miles down the highways and byways, and yet even less separates these two teams on the ice. The Rock Lobsters are back in the Dragon's Den, and they're looking for revenge against the last team to deal them a loss 20 days ago. Good evening, Crustacean Nation, and welcome to the Columbus Civic Center in Columbus, Georgia, where the River Dragons host your Athens Rock Lobsters. Matt Dean Rad bringing you all the action live here on the Athens Rock Lobster Network. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on the stream, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell to be notified of exclusive interviews with players and personnel, highlight reels, and, of course, all future streams. We start tonight's show with the Piedmont Athens Regional Pregame Show. We're in store for another electric weekend between the two juggernauts of the Continental Division that share the Peach State as a battleground. These two teams are heavyweights, and they showed that the last time they met by exchanging vicious blows in Athens Ford Arena back on January 3rd and 4th. A 5-1 win for Athens in the first game, and then a 5-2 loss at the hands of the Columbus River Dragons 24 hours later. These two teams have shown to be two of the most well-rounded teams in the FPHL, and there's always a feeling of uncertainty in this fixture of who's going to come out victorious, and of course that leads to a lot of excitement. The Rock Lobsters with a chance this weekend to leapfrog the River Dragons in the standings with 3 games at hand. Rock Lobsters coming off a dominant display against the Moccasins in Monroe, 2 wins and a total of 13 goals. Steve Martinson's squad has scored 29 goals in its last 5 games. As for the River Dragons, they're coming off a split set against the other team to worry about in the Continental, the Carolina Thunderbirds. Who will make an impact in tonight's game? That's what we zoom into in our Fan Saves Impact Player of the Game. For the River Dragons, look no further than Cody Wickline, who has been a French chef to our Rock Lobsters this season. 8 of his 18 points on the year have come against this Athens team, 5 goals and 8 assists. For the good guys, we're looking at Daniil Glukaryov, who registered his first multi-goal game in the United States with a brace against the Moccasins last Saturday. He has really benefited from his time on the top line as of late, and someone is making the return to that money line tonight. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Our Impact Player of the Game is brought to you by FanSaves. Download the FanSaves app and follow the Athens Rock Lobsters to check out the team's digital coupon book. Up next is the Athens Ford starting 5, and as we just mentioned, a big return from the ECHL. Jimmy Lodge centers a line with Garrett Milan and Daniil Glukaryov on the wings. Behind them is a deep pair of Carter Shinkarik and Riley Robertson, and back between the pipes for the 3rd straight game is Josh Rosenswag. The team physician provided by Piedmont Athens Regional is Dr. Alec Graff. The Rock Lobster starting 5 is brought to you by Athens Ford, and the Piedmont Athens Regional pregame show is brought to you by Piedmont Athens Regional. Piedmont Real Change lives here. We send it down to the ice.
River Dragons, thank you. Now remain standing with hands over heart for the presentation of our national anthem.
A moment of silence before the national anthem.
Oh, say can you sleep by the early light? 'Twas so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous
That does it for the national anthem. That means we're ever closer to the action here in the Columbus Civic Center. Always a good crowd here in Columbus, but not as good as back home at Aikens Ford Arena, where the Rock Lobsters will be back next weekend for a 3-game set against the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Make sure you go and buy your tickets now. But right now, the focus is on the here and now for the Rock Lobsters. Something I'm interested to see is Josh Rosenzweig. He's getting more and more games under his belt. It'll be interesting to see how he goes into his 3rd straight game of the season. That's the first time that he has done so this year. A ceremonial puck drop happening here in the Columbus Civic Center. Apologize for the cable that's hanging right in front of our main camera here. The crew here at the Columbus Civic Center, helmed by Tom Callahan, who is one of the best professionals that we have broadcasting in this great league, is experiencing some technical difficulties tonight, largely because of the fact that the rodeo was just in town here at the Columbus Civic Center. They've been asking in the chat, are they keeping you in the actual dark there? You are up in the high bird's eye view here of the Columbus Civic Center with me. It is a long walk up here to the booth in the Columbus Civic Center. And let me tell you, this is one of, if not, the very coldest hockey rink that I have ever been in. That's what we need Gary from the Fed League Flash to talk about. We need to ask him what are the coldest arenas in the FPHL. Both teams lined up to get started here. Some fans still filing into the Columbus Civic Center. And we are off. Milan gets the first touch of it, but it's slapped to Nolan Slatka, who gets things started trying to work up the right side. Underwood, the captain, with a backhand towards Cody Wickline. A little 10-on-10 hit there as Milan blocks Wickline. Awkward bounce off the right side. Milan's the beneficiary of it. Backhands it right back into the possession of the River Dragons. Working up the right side, kind of nonchalantly with a shot, Austin Doe. First save of the night for Josh Rosenzweig. Daniil Glukaryov fighting off the check of Jemayev, working his way into the zone expertly. Jimmy Lodge can't get the puck back to Milan. Both teams change. Shinkarik behind the net of Rosenzweig. Murray up the left. Malik Johnson so good at chasing after those kinds of dumps in. Murray with a long-range shot. Not knowing where it is Petizian. Picard backhands it back towards the slot. Great pass through the crease. Unable to direct it back into the net was Weisblatt. Long-range shot from Greco misses wide. Johnson played by the skate of Weisblatt. No-look pass to Murray. Fakes the shot, gets it smacked away from him. Greco needs to be careful. A great defensive play on the forecheck there from Kyle Moore, but getting the best of him in the end was Greco. Rister took a block out in front from Picard. Weisblatt takes a quick pass and save off the shoulder of Petizian. Whistle is blown as Petizian has lost his helmet. To see if we can turn up the brightness a little bit here on our side of the broadcast. It does seem a bit dark. Looks like this angle is a lot better. Face off in the offensive zone for the Rock Lobsters. I believe it's country night here in the Columbus Civic Center. There was some live performances in the building. Ooh, and a wrister saved by Petizian. Great save there on the Swede Virgili. Couple of good opportunities for the Rock Lobsters thus far in this game. No doubt the team will remember Matt Petizian winning for the River Dragons in the shootout and then slamming the net at the Aikens Ford Arena down on the ice, claiming it as his own. That is a memory that will still live fresh in the minds of this Rock Lobster team. Icing goes against the River Dragons. And we've got a line here of Virgili, Alden, and Gallant. Partnership of Gallant and Virgili still going strong, but this is probably the next new member of this trio to be grouped along with them. I believe it's the first time we've seen Alden with Virgili and Gallant. And Gallant wins the draw. Garcia with a wrister. Bounces off the pad of Petizian and up. Virgili working in the corner. Alden trying to put his back against the defenseman. Alden sandwiched between two River Dragons and two big customers in Doherty and Dunford. Alden making his office behind the net of Petizian. Virgili wins the puck back. Alden right behind the net, finds a pass. Snap shot from Kyle Russell, saved by Petizian. Dunford. Milan. Nice little deke into the zone, but gets stopped by Wickline. We've got a whistle that occurred right on the line change. Wonder if we're going to get a penalty call here. It looks like the Athens bench is getting yelled at here. I believe the Rock Lobsters are getting a too many men on the ice penalty adjudicated against them. Team's still trying to decide who's going to serve it. It looks like it's going to be Daniil Glukaryov. The team fought to try and make sure that penalty didn't get called. Seemed to be a lot of confusion on the bench on why the penalty was called in the first place, but nevertheless, the Rock Lobsters going on the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill for the first time tonight. Milan against McDonald. Rock Lobsters have had the second best penalty kill in the FPHL this season, and it keeps getting better and better. We saw Malik Johnson start the scoring in the last game against Monroe with a breakaway that he found the back of the net with. A shorthanded goal scored by the Rock Lobsters, their third of the season. McDonald in the corner. Swats it with a backhand to Underwood. McDonald gets the return pass in the right circle. Ooh, a shot that's an absolute laser. Rosenzweig gets an eye to it. Right circle wrister right into the solar plexus of Rosenzweig. Kyle Morris stopped from close range. Almost 4 minutes through here in this first period. The River Dragons with a golden opportunity to start the scoring. Still a minute 24 on the too many men on the ice penalty. Alden wins the draw. Shinkarik bounces it off the end boards, then pokes it up the left side. Rather the right side from our perspective here. McDonald back to Underwood. Those two have tried to combine thus far. McDonald doesn't get it back at his blade, but he has the puck. Almost shooting out in front was Moore once again. Decides against it. Dances around the world, and his wrister goes wide. Virgili able to get that one out of the zone. Alden on his lonesome gets taken down to the ice. 40 seconds to go now on the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. Sturgeon toward the slot. Greco slaps it away. It takes a bounce off a River Dragon. Malik Johnson has it for Milan. Milan on a one-on-one using his speed. But a little bit of a deflection on that shot from him on the left face-off circle. Malik Johnson's going to have that puck back, sends it back towards Milan, and it deflects wide of him. Milan wins it back in the River Dragon zone. Greco looking for the long-range pass to Milan. Petizian sweeps it around to Slehetka, who has to be on his tiptoes. And the Rock Lobsters are back at even strength. They start this thing off with a great penalty kill. Right at center ice, Justin Somro works from the left, dumps it in. Greco gets there first. It sweeps under the blade of his stick. And he's swept down to the ice. Miscue of a pass recollected by Doherty. Galvin with a dump in. Rosenzweig stops it in its tracks. Sends it up the glass. Took a deflection. Not going to be a penalty there. Was a penalty that we did see called against Rosenzweig in Monroe. And we'll be back after this commercial break. About 6 minutes gone in the first period. UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about my
future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. Do the right thing always, as Terrapin Beer says, and if you're in the Classic City, the right thing is to head to the Terrapin Tap Room, where they are hosting a watch-along tonight. Rock Lobsters versus River Dragons, one of the best budding rivalries of the FPHL. We made it through the first immediate timeout with no score, despite the fact that the River Dragons had the early power play on the too many men call against the Rock Lobsters. A very, very good appearance for the Rock Lobsters. Penalty kill, but they might be in trouble. An awkward bounce off the shot from Doherty, but Rosenzweig able to make that catch with the glove, just like he is fielding a curveball off the dirt. Picard makes the early move and he gets kicked out of the dot. Weisblatt will take his place. Orca Weisblatt having 2 great games in his return from injury. Worked up the left side, off the end boards, back to the right. Swung at by Picard. Half shot, half pass is well wide of the mark. Justin Portillo looking for the quarterback pass to Orca. Weisblatt catches Petizian off guard and has to trap that one like a cockroach. Teams starting to get into each other's face here. And it looks like Jemayev may have caught something under his visor. Both teams will change 5-man units. Alden on with Virgili and Gallant. Murray and Greco behind that trio. Alden very good on the faceoffs as of late. Dumped into the zone by Michael Greco and actually caught a piece of Petesian. Virgili with the interception. Murray, did that one trickle out of the zone? No, he kept it from going over the blue line. Might have to do so again here. Sends it in towards the slot. Intercepted by Hunter in the right dot. River Dragons looking uncomfortable, rather. Trying to pass out of their own zone right now. Let's see what they can do here. Troy Murray with some great defensive stick work. But back come the River Dragons. Ryan Hunter hunting for yet another point. He's been absolutely electric. 20 points in 17 games this year. Balkwell recollects. Turnaround dump by Wickline. Rosenzweig leaves it for Greco. Lodge with a mishandle ends up with an opportunity for Jemayev and the River Dragons. And it might end in a breakaway the other way. Milan just pushes it off as he got an edge there on the defenseman, but not enough of one where he could use two hands to make the shot. Glukaryov, great pass to Carter Shinkarik, who left the puck in neutral ice. Jimmy Lodge in his return with the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Danilo Glukaryov gets caught up in a sea of burgundy. River Dragons trying to recollect some momentum out of their own zone. River Dragons not finding a route they like just yet, and here they come through Storjahan in the neutral ice. No clean zone entry once again. Orca Weisblatt gets intercepted from a close distance to his own net. But here come the Rock Lobsters out of it. Way to weather the storm for Athens. Brandon Picard tries to get in front of Dunford there. Garcia. Robertson on the right side. Pass off the boards of the penalty box. Doherty, a big old boy at 6'5". Clever little move from him. Gets it behind himself. Past Johnson to Dunford. Weisblatt at the line. To his left is Garcia. Into the corner for Picard. Helps it to behind the net. Malik Johnson with a great read. Catching Petesian off his post, but Petesian makes a good recovery. Picard back to Johnson. Loses a handle, gets the puck back to Garcia, around the end boards. Weisblatt backhands it to Picard. All the way back for Kyle Russell. Russell back to the French-Canadian. Puck trickles out in front, a backhand from Malik Johnson. Tries to find Orca Weisblatt, who can't poke one on to Petesian. Rock Lobsters with a great offensive start, but opportunities for both teams have yet to result in a goal as we're about halfway through this period. Virgili sent into the glass by Underwood. Gallant into the high slot for Alden. Pad save from Petesian. Alden tries to send one back into the mix. Underwood coming out of that mix with the puck. McDonald trying to relieve some of this pressure. Kason Gallant got a tip of that with his skate and forced another save out of Petesian. Rock Lobsters with a shot advantage at 11-6. But here come the River Dragons. Oh, just getting a toe on that one was Rosenzweig. A difficult puck to deal with, but he finds a way. Gallant tries to catch Petesian off guard.
Let's go, Dragons!
Austin Doe shot well wide. Might have took a deflection off a defenseman for the Rock Lobsters. Good passing, though, from the River Dragons. Another great save from Rosenzweig, who's been equal to everything from Columbus thus far. Very good opportunities for both teams in this one, but the Rock Lobsters have the edge in shots on goal, 11-7, We'll see if they can keep up that pace for the rest of this period. 9 minutes left. We go to a commercial break.
Since we opened in 1968, we've taken pride in our professional staff. Unparalleled customer service is our legacy. Experience the best, skilled hands and friendly faces. At Stanfield Air Systems, satisfaction is not just a guarantee, it's our tradition. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
There's only one place you can deck yourself out and represent Athens' first ever pro hockey team, the Rock Lobsters. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your hats, shirts, and even jerseys now. Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats. We'll catch the rest of that Classic City Flats commercial later on in the broadcast. Of course, we do not want to miss any of that. A very valuable sponsor here. That one takes a shot off the iron of Rosenzweig's cage. Of course, the Classic City Flats, the home of the Rock Lobsters. Carter Shinkarik into the zone. Daniil Glukarov with a great move. Pass into the slot. That one just bounces wide off the blade of Milan, and we've got a whistle. A high stick going against the River Dragons. It looks like Jemayev, who's being ushered to the sin bin. And for the first time tonight, we go to the quadruple P, the Rock Lobsters on the Paloma Park power play. If the Rock Lobsters score on the quadruple P, fans can unlock $3 tacos at Paloma Park for 24 hours through the FanSaves app. Jemayev in the box for a high stick. 5-man unit for the Rock Lobsters is going to be Milan, Lodge, Weisblatt, Glukarov, and Shinkarik. Milan off the leaderboards to Lodge, swept around. Weisblatt doesn't get possession of it, and it's cleared up the ice. Shinkarik picks it up from Rosenzweig. Power play now at 20% on the year for the Rock Lobsters. Weisblatt doesn't bring that puck with him. Easy clearance for Columbus. Shinkarik glides into the zone, misses up high. That one gets past Lodge. Clearance is right at Rosenzweig, who makes the stop. A lot of rushes in the first 45 seconds of this power play for the Rock Lobsters. Good defensive work with a stick of Storjahan, who takes it off of Shinkarik. Galvin working shorthanded. That one took an awkward deflection off of Shinkarik. Could have been disaster for the Rock Lobsters. An awkward shorthanded goal, but Rosenzweig is at the right place at the right time. Virgili trying to fend off Underwood. It's back to the line and out of the zone. Miscue of a pass from Picard, but Gallant gets there. Not the power play that Steve Martinson would have wanted on the first man advantage of this game for the Rock Lobsters. But here comes Malik Johnson. Still time to salvage something. Malik Johnson using that speed, gets caught up in the corner. Virgili plays it down with his glove. Up the right side for Picard. Good shooters on this power play here. Let's see what they can do. Less than 10 seconds to go. Michael Greco from the line. Shot gets deflected over the net. Underwood misplays it to Picard. Virgili with a great behind-the-back pass from behind the net. Both teams back at even strength. Johnson sends one with speed. Virgili turnaround shot up into the netting. Power play just not what the Rock Lobsters would have wanted to start this game, but there will hopefully be other opportunities to score on the man advantage down the line here for the Rock Lobsters, so they can potentially give fans some $3 tacos tonight. Still opportunity to cook something up here. Alden with an offensive zone face-off to the left of Petesian, but it's won by McDonald and the River Dragons. Into the neutral zone. That one catches a piece of the linesman. River Dragons been a little pensive with the puck thus far. Maybe looking for a chance to uncoil here. Troy Murray makes the stop on Lind. Alden trips himself up. Murray into the far corner. Justin Portillo looking for the hit as he always does. Rock Lobsters just not giving the River Dragons a lot of space to breathe thus far. But a quick one-touch pass from McDonald. Great play all around from Moore. All that was missing was that final pass toward Hunter. Malik Johnson looking around him, seeing what the options are. There's always an option in Milan, who has an option towards the center slot. Jimmy Lodge was waiting, but it never made it to him, and Milan is going to get sent to the penalty box. Slams his stick into his quad in frustration, and now we've got a scrum in the far corner. Looks like the referees do a good job of stepping that fire out before it burns the rest of the barn. Freebird calmly plays as the two teams are escorted back to the bench, and Milan will be escorted to the box. Rock Lobsters back to the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. They've been repeat offenders tonight. Strong, skilled, strategic defense. When you think those words, you think Leslie Jones Law. And the penalty kill looked very, very good for the Rock Lobsters the first time around, although they would not have wanted to go back to it so quickly. 5 minutes and 11 seconds on the Milan tripping call. Four-man unit on the penalty kill for the Rock Lobsters. Virgili, Weisblatt, Shinkarik, and Riley Robertson. Great to see Robo back with the team. Knew he was excited to get back to the ice. Has spent the last few weeks practicing. Right out of the face-off, a shot on the left side. Didn't hit Rosenzweig or the net, though. Another shot from that left side. It's Wickline. Virgili up there with Weisblatt. Tries to take it to the net himself. Just got guided to behind the net by Slehetka, who does enough to ensure that the Swede is unable to direct anything towards Petesian with real malice. Good read with Virgili, who makes the interception and clears the puck out. Petesian, quick turnaround pass as Jimmy Lodge was skating right at him. Somero. Underwood makes the U-turn, backhands it to Wickline on the near side. Good passing this time around. McDonald, who's always a danger man on the power play. Awkward for Storjahan to handle, but he finds a way. Good pass through the crease. Rosenzweig with another save from his toe and puts the glove over it. Still some time to go on this Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. Will the Rock Lobsters make out of it with a 0-0 scoreline, or will the Rock Lobsters find another way to find a shorthanded goal here in the Columbus Civic Center? We'll be back after this commercial break. farm burger is defined by its mission, its farms, its team, and its family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard. Grass-fed and grass-finished, that means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you. Teams have made their way back onto the ice. Rosenzweig has had a pretty excellent start to the night. 8 saves thus far. What's remaining of this power play for the River Dragons is going to need to continue to be perfect and make sure that he keeps Columbus off the scoreboard for the remainder of this period, and what's left of it is 4 minutes. 50 seconds left on the Milan penalty. Underwood swats it to McDonald. Pass through the slot. Hunter picks it back up off the boards. McDonald was waiting as Rosenzweig was shifting from right to left. Hunter with a shot that gets deflected into the net. Much better movement here for the River Dragons. Shot on goal tally still favoring the Rock Lobsters, 11-9 here. Virgili and Picard here with Greco and Murray. Good face-off win from Picard. Good passing out of their own zone for the Rock Lobsters, but the clearance gets cut out by Underwood. Miscue of a pass from Hunter. It was all the way back to Petizian. Kills some more time off of this River Dragon power play, and it's of their own doing. Austin Doe, Kyle Moore, impeded on by Greco. Virgili loses his stick as he engages with McDonald. Virgili's got the stick back in just enough time to dance the puck away from McDonald. Virgili into the slot himself, tries to drag it through 2 defenders. And both teams are back at even strength. Lukaryov unable to shake that puck free. Ooh, clever one-time clearance from Shinkarik. Sends Milan on his way. Slapper, Petizian looking for it. Still loose, trying to sweep it through, but the whistle blows. Lukaryov looks at the official with disappointment. Really appreciate the kind words that the fans in the broadcast have in the chat tonight. Thank you so much. It's not without you guys that we would even have a show. And you guys have been so welcoming to me and have made this job so easy to want to do and to continue to do. You guys are the reason we do it. Action continues. About 2.5 minutes to go here. Lukaryov gets caught up between 2 in red. Pass back from Lodges through Lukaryov. Shinkarik with a quick turnaround at the line, but his pass toward Milan is off the skate of Galvin and out. Rock Lobsters trying to do everything they can to enter the zone. Dunford picks it up. A risky pass towards Jemayev. Shinkarik using his speed. Lukaryov. He's been pulling out the tricks out of the bag thus far tonight. Lind around the rink. Galvin gets a tip on it. Past Shinkarik. Rosenzweig wants the icing, and he'll get it. Minute 33, Rock Lobsters still tied at 0-0. Rock Lobsters with an offensive zone draw. I see what you guys mean. There's a cable that the camera's focusing on instead of the action on the ice. Puck cleared out. Garcia. Orca Weisblatt glides into the zone. Malik Johnson gets caught in between two River Dragons. Lynn kind of takes his eye off the ball. Somro gets it to Storjahan. Short distance block from Russell. Minute to play here. Russell gets it up the right for Malik Johnson. Too many cooks in that kitchen, and taking a spill was Weisblatt. Storjahan. Picked up by Johnson. Rock Lobsters back on side. Casey Gallant fired the shot, but the puck didn't go with it. Garcia. 20 seconds to go in this period. Make sure you stick with us in the first intermission. As always, Coach's Corner with Steve Martinson. Premieres today. We'll see what he had to say as we see a long-distance shot right into the chest of Josh Rosenzweig. We go into the first intermission scoreless at 0-0. We saw a few power plays, 2 for the River Dragons, 1 for the Rock Lobsters. And right now it's the Athens team that has the shot on goal advantage at 12-10. Right now what we're trying to figure out is what the playoff picture is going to look like in the FPHL. There's been some discussion about what that might look like at the end of the season. Well, from what I've seen in the past, the FPHL have previously released their playoff format in the month of February. So keep your eyes peeled. We might see that in February. It'd be interesting to see what the differences may be, as, of course, the last year, it would be the top 4 teams in both conferences go into, or rather in both divisions, go into a quarterfinal, and then it's pretty much a pretty simple bracket from then on out. It's sounding like there might be a play-in game between the number 4 and number 5 spots in both divisions. Right now it's been tough to find any clarity on what the format might be, but we'll try to get that to you as soon as possible. It's actually something that me and Tom Callahan have been speaking about lately. Also, we'll reach out to Coach Steve Martinson in our next conversation to see what he might know. But, as always, we talked to head coach Steve Martinson earlier this week. Here's what he had to say about an exciting weekend in Monroe. And also, a little bit at the end, we talk about a more special part to his heart, his daughter, Lily, and her time playing with Providence College.
It's Coach's Corner time. Matt T and Rad, voice of the Rock Lobsters, joined by Athens head coach Steve Martinson. Coach Marty, we ended up getting on the bus in Monroe back to Athens with 2 wins, and now we're on a 4-game winning streak. That's the longest in the Continental right now. With that in mind, along with how healthy the team seems right now, is this the most comfortable you've been with the outlook of the team right now?
Well, yeah, going into this weekend, we definitely have our strongest lineup. We get, Jimmy back. So, and then, Orca, I think will be, closer to 100%. One of the things, when you don't have a lot of roster spots and, sometimes players have to play themselves back into shape when they've been out for a long time versus, the NHL where they're doing extra conditioning and but here guys sometimes have to play themselves back. So you'll see both Jimmy. I think Jimmy's going to see, you'll see his A game, and same with Orca.
This is the best 4-game stretch yet for the team offensively. The Rock Lobsters have scored 24 goals over their last 4 games. What is working right now, and what needs to keep working to keep that level of production up?
Well, I've said all along that I thought we should have been scoring at a higher pace. So I think one of the things is we're shooting the puck better. You know what I mean? It isn't like we're having more shots. We're just really, shooting the puck better and bearing down and making the plays that are there. I think that's really the big difference is we're really just scoring more in our opportunities. We've had opportunities. We just weren't putting it away like we are now.
We're just coming off a very, animated 2-game set against the Monroe Moccasins. I could see the energy of you and the team and how satisfying those wins for you guys were. Every win means something, obviously, but do wins against Monroe mean more, for lack of a better word?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, sometimes they feel a little better. I'm not sure, they mean more, but they feel better. Obviously, in your division, there's the 2-point and the 4-point games, depending on where you are in the standings. And, this weekend, it's critical to beat the teams that you're really competing with. I think after this stretch, we have a stretch where I look at, we should win, I think we should win every game. This is going to be the toughest games in the series. I mean, in the schedule, coming up this weekend.
You bring up this weekend. I've seen similar energy the way that we just talked about Monroe after we've defeated Columbus, and they're next up on the schedule for this weekend. In terms of teams that you love beating in this league, are those the top 2 on your list? And who gets the edge, Columbus or Monroe?
Well, we haven't played Monroe at home. And like I said, it's going to be interesting to play them at home. So I think, as of so far this season, Columbus has been the better team, and they're tougher to beat. I think we've had some close games with Monroe, but I think right now Columbus is ahead of them. They're ahead of them obviously in the standings, but also I think they got a little deeper team.
Looking forward to Columbus. I mean, this has been such a back and forth all-time series between these two teams. With how much we see them in the regular season and potentially seeing them in the playoffs, they're definitely not going away anytime soon. What is it about Columbus that makes them dangerous, and how can the team limit that danger?
Well, they've got good depth. They got 3 lines that can score. They got solid defense, solid goaltending. So, it's not one of those teams that, you're getting a lot of mistakes against. So, you just got to earn your, I think, I'm not going to say it, but I think, I know where we want to try to expose part of their team. So, we have a game plan of how we want to play, but it's not much different than the other teams. You just know with them, if you make a mistake, they have guys that have, like us, will make you pay more than maybe a team that doesn't have as much talent.
A key to winning in any hockey league in the world is how good your special teams are, and the outlook is looking very good in that area right now. Power play was an issue for a little bit, and those numbers are steadily climbing. The penalty kill is now second best in the league, and we saw Malik Johnson with a shorty to start that game off on Saturday. Me and you talked last week about how the power play has been improving. What do you think has been going so good with the PK this season?
Well, I think we have a lot of players, and I want to get Danny involved a little bit with the PK because he's a real good even strength player. But I think we have a lot of guys that, that to kill penalties, I always say you got to be strong defensively and you got to be smart. You've got to be able to read and get your stick in the passing lanes. And I think we have a lot of players that, that care about their defensive game. If you only care about offense, you can't kill penalties. But you also, again, you need centers. You need to have a center on every one that, because you got to win faceoffs in the zone. Sometimes you'll see on a fly, because if there's as an icing, you don't get caught. Sometimes I'll have 2 forwards out, on a change on the whistle instead of a center. But I just think that we have good depth and good players, and that's the key to the penalty kill.
The 2 comebacks that you and fans have been awaiting for quite some time, Orca Weisblatt and Riley Robertson, they both came back into the lineup this past weekend. You could easily make the argument that they are 2 members of your best 5-man unit on the ice. How big was it to have them back, and how do you think they did?
Well, Orca scored, I think, his first shift. So that was pretty nice to be out, 2 months and get a goal, kind of get your monkey off the back. So Robbie hasn't been out as much, and he's been practicing. where Orca wasn't, he couldn't even hold the stick for, 6 weeks. So it's a little bit different injuries on those two guys. So Riley is much easier for him to be back at his, Riley's not really a flashy player, but he's a hard guy to play against. Obviously, he's got great reach and he's a very physical guy but he's a different type of player. Orca's, he's got outside speed and he's got a great shot. And so there's just really two different players. But like I said, Orca has been practicing now for a couple of weeks, had those games under his belt. And I'm not saying he wasn't good last weekend. I just mean he was good, but he's not where he'll be this weekend.
You brought up Daniil Glukaryov in the scope of the penalty kill. He goes out and logs his first 2-goal game in this league Saturday night in Monroe. We've seen what skills he brings. He skates hard. He checks hard. He's finding his shot now. What do you think is allowing him right now to continue to raise his level on the ice?
Well, he's playing with good players, so he's going to get opportunity. And then he's making the best of it. But the other thing is, what I like about Danny is he's smart enough and good enough to get the puck to Milan. And I had a guy similar to Garrett in Allen, Chad Costello, and Costello wanted the puck. And if you wanted to play with him, you had to get him the puck. And Danny does that. He does a real good job about getting, sorry, I just had a text come through, but getting the puck to Milan. And that's part of the key to success is Milan's a really good puck carrier, but so is Danny. And Danny's got a good shot, good one-timer. He's really turned out to be a real complete player and my kind of, and I have not had a lot of Russians, hardly any. So he's turned out to be, a real good player for us.
You bring up Milan, and he's second in the FPHL in scoring right now. And we talked about how having a player like Milan and his skill can sometimes put a target on his back. We saw that Friday night in Monroe, and it felt with a starting lineup that you put out Saturday night that you took exception to that. It was a very special starting lineup compared to what we'd seen this season. Talk about your mentality about the starting five that you put out Saturday night.
Well, I wanted the rest of their guys to know that we're in the lineup. If somebody wanted to take a shot at him, these are the 5 guys, these are the other 4 guys that he could be out there with, and you're going to have to keep your head up. So, I think it sent a message. They didn't counter, they could have countered with whatever toughness they had in the lineup, but they didn't. They came out with a skilled line, and really to me that was like, okay, we're telling you we don't want to have any part of this tonight. But like I said, I got a memory, and we play those guys a lot of time in our rink, and I'll get last change, and it'll be an interesting series when we play them again.
One of those guys was Michael Greco, and when the team signed Grex, you mentioned to me that while he's known for his physicality and defensive play, he's also put up strong numbers in this league a couple of years ago with Columbus. Now we're seeing that offensive potential firsthand with a couple of big goals from him so far this season. How are you liking Grex's play right now that he's showing some, let's say, other dimensions to his game?
Yeah, I think sometimes, players get pigeonholed in a certain roles and they don't get the opportunity. We try to give other guys, not everybody's getting time on the power play. I try to balance it around a little bit, but, there's guys that get it depending on the score, maybe get a little bit of time. But I always say if he's done it once, he can do it again, given the right circumstances. He's got a good shot. He's got a real good wrist shot. And then, his physicality is at the top of the league. So it's good to see him, contribute. And even the guys that don't score a lot want to score. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to contribute offensively and feel good about, scoring goals and making plays. So it's good to see him, that part of his game coming back.
As we said earlier, this has been the best 4-game stretch for the team offensively this season. And me and you talk about hockey on the professional level all the time. I want to kind of shift the tone a little bit. On a more personal note, your daughter, Lily, who plays defense for Providence College as a senior, is probably having the best 4-game stretch of her collegiate career offensively as well. How proud are you of her success, and how much have you been able to watch her and give her little notes this season?
Well, it's funny because, she plays a lot of time on Saturday afternoon, and there are some games that she's playing on Friday night that I'll be able to see, because they start at 6 o'clock. So there's games that I get to see the first period, and then I'll go watch the game after. So, she's tied for first in Hockey East for scoring for defensemen, with 6 goals. And her team I think they've won 5 or 6 straight now. So they had a tough start, and they're playing really well, but it's her senior year. So it's the last time, and she's not going pro. She's got a job set up, a great job already. So we're just enjoying the last few games that we get to see one of our kids play.
Both of your kids, Lily and Logan, played hockey at a high level collegiately. I was curious, is it easier to coach your own children, or is it easier to coach kids that you don't have a blood relation to?
Yeah, I'm from Minnesota, so we're not part of USA Hockey. And in Georgia, USA Hockey is the entire United States except for Minnesota. So there's things I like about USA Hockey, and there's things that I don't like. But I had to take, because I coached some youth programs and worked with youth teams, worked with my kids' teams. So I had to take a lot of that, the classes that go along with that. And, one of the things that I didn't really talk to my kids after a game about their game unless they brought it up. And usually they would bring it up, but I learned not to be critical of a game until, the next day, if there was going to be something that I was going to critique. And because the one thing I had friends in high school. One of my friends was the best player on the team, and his dad was so hard on him. He ended up stopping playing, and he was definitely our most talented player. And I always remember that the dad just took a lot of fun out of it for him. So I try to be encouraging with my kids and be supportive. And, but you're supposed to rely on the coaches to coach your kid. Obviously, we're a hockey family, so it's hard for me not to, but we've had a lot of fun. My daughter skated with the team during the Christmas break, and she went back and scored a couple of goals. And I told her I wasn't sure if it was, I told our guys, I wasn't sure if it was the confidence of playing, with our guys. Of course, our defensemen are all taking credit for it, but we're scoring on our goalies. I wasn't sure if it was the confidence from that either. So she had a lot of fun here at Christmas break.
That's awesome, Coach. Thanks for shining a light on that, and good luck this weekend.
All right, we'll see you.
Apologies, folks. Experimenting with a couple different ways to potentially have our own camera here on the stream. But I've run into some comments from outside parties that nasty comments have been made from our side to people in their chat about the quality of the stream or the quality of the broadcast. And I really ask that you guys don't bring that their way. You guys will remember how difficult it is. You'll remember just what it was like the first series that we played in Monroe and how difficult we had it to try and start our season, our franchise history off right. So I really ask that you guys don't bring any nastiness into other people's chats or other people's streams. Be respectful. Be good to each other. As Bill and Ted have said, be excellent to each other. We'll see what we can do in the second period. Still a tie game at 0-0. Shots on goal. The edge, the Rock Lobsters at 12-11. We'll be back after this commercial break. UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game. but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Both teams have returned to the ice here in the Columbus Civic Center. I think we've got a little bit of a better picture here. We have a extraordinaire here in Tom Callahan, and he's been dealt not the best hand with the technology tonight. Someone who has NHL experience, having previously broadcasted for the Nashville Predators. Horn blows, signifying the end of the intermission. Milan wins the draw. I'll show you guys what the other look can look like, and you'll see if you'll like that better. Underwood tries to sweep it past Milan and does. River Dragons working up the left side. Shinkarik pokes it away. Rosenzweig makes a play in behind the net. Lodge can't get it past Lehetka. It's dumped in from the line. Wickline behind the net of Rosenzweig. I think you guys might agree that doesn't necessarily look better. Ooh, Wickline from the slot of beautiful right to left save there from Rosenzweig. Ooh, drop pass from Underwood results in the shot from Jemayev. All right. You guys want this view, I'll give it to you. Will try my best to run this camera and commentate as I can. You guys have always been patient for me. A little more patience than usual tonight might be requested. False start on the faceoff. We'll go again. Hunter loses a handle at the line. Lind out of the corner there is Balkwell. Back at McDonald. Orca Weisblatt picks it up in the neutral zone. Off the boards of his own bench, dumped in by Murray, caught the pads of Petizian. Weisblatt can't get there. His fellow 88 Hunter does. Taken into the zone by Picard. Picard, right circle to left, deflection out in front. Petizian freezes on it as Malik Johnson sent a shot his way. Doherty off the face-off into the corner. Oh, that one takes an awkward bounce for the River Dragons. Oh, that somehow finds a way to stay out. Oh, but it's loose out in front, not poked in by Virgili. Garcia from the left circle, and he finds a way into the back of the net. Matt Garcia picks up a loose puck after the calamity out in front. And the Rock Lobsters have taken the lead about 2 minutes into the second period. Matt Garcia has a knack for timing on his goals. His second of his season and of his career. His first was in the home opener at Aikens Ford Arena. Alden and Virgili on the assist. Too many saves for Petizian to make in quick succession. Gallant gets dug into the corner against Bersani. Virgili out of the high slot. Pad save from Petizian. Garcia pushes it up the left boards, but Milan gets impeded on by Underwood. Two veteran leaders of these two teams. Slehetka gets stopped out. Storjahan into the zone. Kyle Russell with some good stick work. Milan's pass to Gallant never made it to the Canadian. Wickline tiptoes in on the far side. Virgili picks up a loose puck after a big hit behind the net. Jimmy Lodge backhands it to Milan. Does Milan want to get in on the action? Sends a pass to the left circle for Lodge. Kyle Russell tries to pick it up. Instead, Cody Wickline trying to send the River Dragons on a break. Rosenzweig chooses to stop the clock. Matt Garcia, the difference maker thus far, his second goal of the season, his 6th point of the year. Alden with his 8th assist, Virgili with his 19th. Rock Lobsters taking the lead. It took about a period and a 10th to get a notch, and we've got an icing against Athens. Offensive zone draw for the River Dragons. Balkwell, pad save from Rosenzweig and then swept away from the goaltender by Shinkarik. Shinkarik pass towards center ice. His partner in crime, Milan. Pass from Milan went past Glukarioff. Pass to the Russian from Lodge is offside. Little more than 4 minutes gone. And in 24 minutes of play, the only notch belongs to Matt Garcia and the Rock Lobsters. Matt Garcia, such a great guy. Upon being a great hockey player is Malik Johnson. Not sure if he was going for the pass or the shot there, but his backhander went through the crease of Petizian. We'll hear from Matt Garcia in our second period intermission interview. This time an offside going against the River Dragons. This line here of Weisblatt, Picard, and Malik Johnson, the likes of which we have not seen yet this season, but I think an interesting mix. 3 guys who really complement each other. Gives some freedom for this man on the puck, Picard, with the way that Johnson and Weisblatt play the game. We've got another offside here, or rather a puck that's played with a high stick. Rather a high-sticking penalty going against Malik Johnson. 3rd PK of the night for the Rock Lobsters as they're heading back to the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. Talking about it in the chat, of course it is country night here at Columbus Civic Center. Heard some live music before the game got started here in the arena. Not sure where it was emanating from, but I heard one of my favorites, Neon Moon. Just a classic song, one of the best songs of all time. How about in the chat you talk about what your favorite country song is? In the meantime, the River Dragons looking dangerous here on the power play. Hunter can't take the puck with him. Underwood back to Hunter, and then it's followed up on the right side for the River Dragons. Justin McDonald, a former 60 goal scorer in this league. He capitalizes on the rebound, and that's about as easy as they come for McDonald. Two goals in the opening 5 or so minutes of this period. One for each team. And the Rock Lobsters have to go and recapture the lead. Gallant not going to get to that pass. Storjahan, long range shot. Rosenzweig watched the whole way. The 5:09 mark marks Justin McDonald's 5th of the year. He has 10 points in 7 games since his return from injury, and that transitions us into the commercial break. We've now got a 1-1 game, 5.5 minutes gone in the second period.
Since 1968, we've been your trusted source for home comfort. From then to now, we've evolved, but our commitment to your comfort remains unchanged. Experience the expertise that only decades of dedicated service can provide. Trust Stanfield. We've been keeping homes comfortable for over 50 years. Your comfort, our legacy. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
There's only one place you can deck yourself out and represent Athens' first ever pro hockey team, the Rock Lobsters. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your hats, shirts, and even jerseys now. It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. Taking a look at the crowd here at the Columbus Civic Center. Catching this heavyweight fight between the Rock Lobsters and the River Dragons. A chance for the Rock Lobsters to move level on points tonight with their in-state foe. And if they win both games on the weekend, they will move past Columbus in the standings. Back to the action on the ice. River Dragons capitalized quickly on the power play. Now both teams back at even strength. Dunford looking for a puck that pinballs out of the corner. Not sure if Rosenzweig got a touch to it or not, but Storjahan was waiting on the welcome mat. Garcia. Beautiful gliding pass towards Alden. Alden gets caught up between too many River Dragons. Doherty takes it away from him. Dunford Working left to right. He's got the puck back. Galvin. Off the end boards right behind the net. Gallant. Russell. For Geely. Lofts one towards the net. Russell tries to muscle his way through. Puck falls for Milan. Now Robertson's got it. Rosenzweig out of his crease. Rock Lobsters are going to the power play. The River Dragons were able to draw level on the man advantage. Now we'll see if the Rock Lobsters are able to retake the lead on the quadruple P, the Paloma Park power play. Rock Lobsters with a chance to give Rock Lobster fans $3 tacos for 24 hours at Paloma Park. Units looking the same as it has been all night. Lodge, Milan, and Weisblatt. Glukaryov and Shinkarik. Somero off for tripping. River Dragons looking dangerous here shorthanded. Get caught up in between too many bodies. Glukaryov through the center of the Columbus Civic Center. Great pass. Milan sets up Shinkarik. Back to Milan. Slapper off the pad of Petizian. Lodge trying to make his comeback with aplomb tonight. Glukaryov back to the veteran, former NHL draft pick. Lodge. Glukaryov trickles in to the danger area for Petizian. His shot goes wide of the mark. Slapper from Lodge. Laser to the left. Shinkarik saves it. Finds Milan. Milan in the high slot to the right circle. Glukaryov to Lodge. Actually picked up by Shinkarik. Milan with a slap pass. Working right to left. Fantastic save from Petizian on Lodge. And then pass it to the slot from Weisblatt. Puck loose out in the right circle. Milan almost loses a handle, dealing with two River Dragons, and it's cut out by Doe. He thinks he's taken down. He wants a call. 30 seconds to go on the Somero penalty. Referee has his hand up in the air. What's coming next out of this? Milan for another tripping call. So we'll go to a 4-on-4 for about 30 seconds and then about a minute and a half of River Dragon power play time. Somero with a trip and Milan with a trip. Some self-inflicted wounds in the contest tonight from the Rock Lobsters on the penalties that they've taken. Here goes the 4-on-4. Uh-oh, trouble from Wickline. Gets impeded on just enough by Greco. Wickline still has the puck. Sends a great pass to the right of Rosenzweig's crease. Lind was waiting for it to come his way. Malik Johnson with speed, like a whirling dervish, forces the glove save from Petizian. Rock Lobsters, as always, dangerous on the 4-on-4. I've always said that they've benefited from having more free ice available to them, but it will only last for 4 more seconds here on an offensive zone face-off for Athens, and then the River Dragons return to the power play where they have already logged one tonight. That is their lone goal in the contest. The River Dragons win it. Somero out of the box, and the River Dragons on the power play. With speed into the Rock Lobster zone. Bounces in front of Rosenzweig. Away from the goaltender by Lodge. Picard swats at it, stops it, dead in its tracks. dumps it into the corner, and he'll make his way off. Drop pass, Moore to McDonald, who scored earlier on in this period on the power play. Another chance to do so here. Robertson initially got it away from the River Dragons. Here's Moore on the near side. Almost loses his handle, makes a good move out of it. Protects the puck. Moore. Pass from the left circle, deflected off of Robertson's stick. McDonald picks it up. McDonald. Underwood picks it up. Philip Virgili keeping a watchful eye on McDonald. Here he is again, but he inserts the puck into the zone too early, and that's going to be an offside call. 19 seconds left on Milan's tripping penalty, and stopping themselves and their own momentum is Columbus with that offside call. River Dragons with the draw. Storjahan, 10 seconds left on the man advantage. Doherty was able to keep that puck in the zone, but swatted it towards a Rock Lobster. Both teams back at even strength. Shinkarik not wasting any time and trying to come out of the penalty kill with a goal. A cold night inside and outside of the Columbus Civic Center tonight. Rock Lobsters trying to warm things up with a win. Currently tied 1-1. Garrett Milan to Shinkarik. Unable to calm that pass down. Some good skating from Glukarioff to prevent the 2-on-1 toe drag shot from Galvin, saved by Rosenzweig. Somero looking for a route. He dances past Glukarioff. Look at the sprawl there from Rosenzweig. Has it in the glove. We go back to the media timeout. River Dragons looking dangerous in the power play and out of the power play. Rock Lobsters looking to get themselves back into this one. We'll see if they can do that after these messages. Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon. A reminder that this broadcast of the Athens Rock Lobsters is brought to you by Piedmont Athens Regional. Real change lives here. Aikens Ford is the largest Ford dealership in Georgia. If you're going to trust anyone, why not trust the biggest and the best? Stanfield Air Systems has spent the last 50 years fulfilling Athens' HVAC needs. First American Bank and Trust, we specialize in you. Terrapin Beer Company, do the right thing always. And there's a lot of fans doing the right thing in the Classic City tonight, watching this contest between the two colossal teams of the Peach State of minor league hockey, clashing tonight in the Terrapin Tap Room. Reverse hit there from Orca Weisblatt. Long-range floater from Balkwill, missed wide right. Puck sent long. Weisblatt chasing in behind Balkwill. Balkwill kind of wipes himself out on the end boards. Jemayev on the left side, drop past McDonald, slapper, just over the bar. Jemayev tangled up there with Russell. Malik Johnson does just enough to get that puck to Orca Weisblatt, and then he takes it in to the zone. Out of the corner, tries to play it off the back of Petizian. Picard, good stick work from him. Intercepting on his blade. I think the fuzziness that a lot of fans talking about is because of this cable. This camera seems to be focusing on this cable ahead of anything else. Russell trying to get his bearings about him and take the puck away from Hunter. Russell on Hunter again. Wins that battle this time. A little bit more lack of cohesiveness from the Rock Lobsters in this second period in comparison to the first. Rosenzweig chooses not to recycle that biscuit towards Michael Greco. Face-off happening to the right of Josh Rosenzweig from his perspective. Alden just keeps that puck where it is, looking for some help. Long-range shot. Puck loose out in front. Slehetka was looking to cause some chaos. That's what he did, but Rosenzweig does just enough. Faceoff still being jousted for here. A little bit of a hesitation there from Underwood. Somero off the boards. Didn't reach his captain. Here comes this dynamic duo, Virgili and Gallant. Bounced off the end boards from the stick of Virgili. Dives to save that puck. Picked up by Storjahan. Virgili working so hard to keep this puck in the zone. Flips it towards Petizian, and it trickles off the chest protector and down. Cleared out by the River Dragons and iced. Rock Lobsters have the shot on goal advantage still 20-17. But the fluidity of the offense has been much more beneficial to the River Dragons in this portion of the period. 2-goal period thus far. Matt Garcia for the Rock Lobsters, scoring his second of the year. Shinkarik was looking for Robertson, who was darting towards the net. He gets taken down. No call from the referees. Lodge to Milan. Back into the corner where it came from. Robertson sends it in from the blue line. Glukaryov, great work to win the puck back. Trying to pass it into the slot. Rock Lobsters looking better offensively now. Just missing the finishing touches. Justin Portillo tries to win that off Doe at center ice. Here's the Danish blood forward once again behind the net of Rosenzweig. One-touch pass to Wickline. Portillo has his stick swatted away from him by Dunford. A little bit of a shrug from him as he was looking for a call. Fake slapper, Jamaev. Hugging the post there was Rosenzweig, and he gobbles it up. Five minutes, 19 seconds left in this middle period. Stay tuned. During the intermission, you'll hear from goal scorer Matt Garcia. Dunford from long range, blocked out in front by Portillo. Trying to send Weisblatt on his way. Portillo picks it up. Rister took a piece of the glove of Petizian. Sends it back around. Malik Johnson. He has the help of Murray. Murray with a long-range shot. Bounces off the blocker. Dunford looking for a long-range effort of his own. Jemayev backhands it behind the net of Rosenzweig. Greco with a hit on Wickline opens things up for Weisblatt. Portillo enters in. Murray with a trickler into the mitt of Petizian. And we are heading back to a commercial break here. Both teams looking for a lead. It's all tied up at one apiece. Goals from Garcia and McDonald have leveled things up at one apiece. Let's see who takes the next lead in this contest.
Meet our professional team, where the best customer service is our promise. With over 5 decades of expertise, trust Stanfield to keep you comfortable. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
Rock
Lobsters.
Rock
Lobsters.
Rock the rink.
Here for fun.
Promo night.
Let's get it done.
Opening night.
Let's go.
B-52s.
Ready for the show?
Teddy bear toss.
Don't you know?
Hockey and hops.
Let drinks flow.
Glow night Sprite.
Bring the light.
Witch's brew.
Sorting hat. Wizard night. And you shall not pass.
Greek nights here.
Feel the cheer.
Stick it to cancer.
We're all here.
Pucks and paws.
Hockey and dogs.
Teacher appreciation.
Bring the squad.
Military pride.
Standing tall.
Faith and family.
All have a ball.
First responders.
Heroes true.
Star Wars night.
May the force be with you.
Golf nights coming.
Swing away.
Rock Lobsters.
Let's play.
Red,
White,
red,
white,
red,
white, blue.
Athens hockey, it's all new. Red, white, red, white, red, white blades.
Athens hockey, here to stay.
Let's get ready.
Gang day.
Rule the ice.
Bring the fights.
Let's get loud.
Bring the crowd.
Rock Lobsters.
Rockin' out.
Hometown hero Stephen Parker, who has served our country well. Getting the applause from the Columbus Civic Center crowd. Rock Lobsters trying to make something happen. Jimmy Lodge catches Petizian up high. Glukaryov enters on the far side. Knew that Milan was sprinting in behind him. Couldn't find him. Breakaway opportunity for the River Dragons. Just shuffled in behind by Rosenzweig as Kyle Moore was bearing down in on his net. Shinkarik can't play it with his skate. Gets back to it using his great skating ability. Probably the best save of the evening thus far for Josh Rosenzweig on Kyle Moore there. Kyle Moore has a lot of speed under his belt. Carter Shinkarik intercepted by Storjohn, who just misses up high. Shinkarik trying to make amends. Up the far side. Other side of the ice for Slehetka. Gallant with a good interception. Easier said than done. Alden gets pushed out. Good defensive play there from the River Dragons. Hunter Bersani with the intervention there. An insane trade happening in the NHL right now. Mikko Rantanen being traded from the Avalanche to the Hurricanes. A blockbuster that the details are just emerging of right now as we've got 2.5 minutes to go of this second period. Gallant had one tip off the tip of his finger. You guys much are more worried about hot dogs in the chat though, and I've got bad news for you guys. I'm not a ketchup, nor am I a hot dog guy. Spare me in the chat. I'm sorry. McDonald catches Rosenzweig up high. Creative backhander there from Ryan Hunter. Puck bouncing all around. Minute and a half to go. Weisblatt to Johnson, who gets the shot off despite being brought down to the ground. And we've got a tripping call going against the River Dragons. Surprised that that's not a penalty shot, as it felt like Malik Johnson had the step there against Hugh Anderson. Puck is off. The net is off its moorings. I don't think the referees have just realized until now. I'm not vegetarian. I just don't like that snapping thing that hot dogs do. That it really bothers me. I don't know why. Rock Lobsters trying to earn some tacos, not some hot dogs here on the power play for the Rock Lobster fans. Shinkarik saves it at the line. Minute 20 to go in the second period. Lodge up the far boards. Glukaryov quickly changes direction. Gallant is now on this power play unit with the Rock Lobsters instead of Weisblatt. Coach Steve Martinson has been looking for a little bit more trickery out of his power play. Almost saw that quick snap pass from Milan towards Gallant, who was waiting at the crease. Doe. Shot got redirected off the stick of Shinkarik. Pad save from Rosenzweig. Milan. Gallant has two on him, gets the pass off. Back to the player coach, Shinkarik, who's the captain. Running out of time here. Shinkarik goes around the world, lands in Russia. Pass goes to Glukaryov. Milan fakes a slapper. And that one's sent out of the zone. Rock Lobsters would have loved another opportunity there. They won't get one before the period ends 1-1. Shots on goal end in the second period 23-19, and we've got an even score line. 1-1. It all started with Matt Garcia, who scored his second of the year. Seems like he has a real knack for when he scores his goals, but of course the River Dragons were able to tie it up. Their veteran player, a former 60-goal scorer in this league, was able to tie things up on the power play. The Rock Lobsters with some self-inflicted wounds in terms of the penalties they've taken tonight. It feels like a big task for them in terms of reaching a victory at the end of this game will be staying out of the penalty box. Let's quickly look at some scores around the league before we hear from Matt Garcia in our intermission interview. Watertown Wolves with the 4-3 lead over the Danbury Hat Tricks in the second period. Port Huron and Motor City, little in-state contest there as well, tied at 0-0. Carolina against Venom HC leading 4-1 in the second period. The Blue Ridge Bobcats up 1-0 in Monroe. The Binghamton Black Bears with a 3-1 lead over the Mississippi Seawolves in an interdivision contest there. And the Baton Rouge Zydeco up 1-0 against the Dashers Hockey Club, who are still looking for a win, their second of the season. Well, we saw the goal from Matt Garcia. We had a chance to interview him a few weeks ago, asking him about what it was like to score the first ever goal in Aikens Ford Arena history. That was just one of our many topics of conversation. Here's my little chat with Matt Garcia.
Welcome back to another intermission interview here on the Rock Lobster Network. Matt Rad here as always, and joined today by a first-time guest, Matthew Garcia. Matt, how you doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Good to talk to you. I want to start at the very beginning of your journey, which Starts in Homer Glen, Illinois, about 32 miles southwest of downtown Chicago. I doubt many people, especially here in Georgia, know much of Homer Glen. What can you tell us about home?
Yeah, I mean, Elmer Glen is only like a half hour from Chicago too. It's really close to everything. Really close to the AAA team Chicago Fury. Arctic Ice Rink is where I spent a lot of my time. In that area, there's a lot of rinks, and the joke story is you can't go more than 15 minutes without driving and finding an ice rink. So it was really beneficial for me as a kid.
You actually worked at an ice rink, didn't you? You worked for 5 years at Canlan Sports. You were able to have some important positions in that organization, really just through kind of your own willingness, motivation, self-belief. Can you tell your story about your time there?
Yeah, I had a lot of positions there. I started as a youth hockey instructor. I loved it. I always loved, teaching kids how to skate, how to play hockey in general. My old coach for high school, Doug Boss, he brought me on. Uh, Great guy, great mentor, teaching that way. And then the position a couple years down the road fell in my lap to help with the youth hockey director position, especially with the 3-on-3 for this summer when I come home from school. It taught me a lot. Loved every second of it. Thanks again, like to Brooks Clinton, everyone that helped me out in that ring was great.
You would end up traveling 2 hours south of home to go to Illinois State University. You just graduated in July. I know your time playing ACHA hockey as a Redbird meant a lot to you. What made the campus of ISU so welcoming to you?
Yeah, it's funny because I come down here I see the campus of UGA and it is massive. It is about got to be double, maybe the size of Illinois State's campus. And I love that, like, kind of a smaller campus feel. It wasn't that small. It was still a school of 22,000 plus. But my time there, I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was great. The teammates were great. I was able to live with my best friend 8 years. He was the captain. I was the assistant captain towards the end of our tenure there. The coaching was great. They were fun. I learned a lot there. It helped me grow as a player, and it got me to experience a lot of different things that I didn't experience with youth hockey. Good learning experiences and great stories I'll always have.
You're one of the lone guys on this team that's coming straight from ACHA hockey onto the roster. How did this opportunity arise for you, and how quickly did it all progress with you just graduating in July and now, about 5 months later, you're playing pro hockey?
Yeah, extremely fast. It all progressed extremely fast. Um, I was playing hurt. I had a high ankle sprain going into nationals, and I thought I was going to be done. Once that we lost to, well, personally, I think we lost to a team we shouldn't have lost to. In our nationals game, and then wasn't sure what I was going to do next, and then thankfully Coach Martinson reached out, and we were able to talk. And then I was able to reach out back to him. We were able to get into talks, and then it happened. And I think I was funny because one of my roommates was joking, and they were like, "Your name was the only name on the website for like a while." So I was like, "Oh, I guess I was that first kid." And then it was just from there, everyone was like, "Oh, it was the first kid." But it was really cool, a really really cool experience. I was excited to join a team where I'm coached by such a coach that has the best reputation in hockey that I've ever had. And just over these short few games, I've learned so much. And I'm blessed that I was able to communicate with them and join the team.
What kind of put you in that position to draw Coach Martinson's eye? Was it just because, he was kind of mostly based out of Illinois at that point? Did that have a large part to play in it?
Yeah, massive part to play in it for sure. I was also his son was part of the Redbirds as well. That was one of our biggest connecting pieces there is too.
Matt, you've been in Illinois pretty much your entire life. Was it at all a difficult decision to move so far away from everything you've known?
Yeah, it's the South is the hospitality is awesome. The people have been awesome. The fans have been amazing. I've never heard so many y'alls in time. So that's something a little new for sure. And it was hard, being a little younger, moving. It was a 15-hour drive. not being able to wake up and, if I wanted to go home from school for 2.5 hours, I was able to go. All my family is from Illinois, except for a couple of people who live in Arizona. So again, this was a totally new area for me, and it's been really easy. The team's made it really easy. Again, the fans, the city of Athens has made it really easy, and I don't have zero regret for anything I've done so far.
That kind of segues beautifully into my next question. What has the learning experience been like for you this year, given that this is one of really the most veteran teams that we have in this league? And now you have the senior members of this team like Carter Shinkarik, Justin Portillo, Garrett Milan. What have guys like that in this team taught you in your first professional season?
Oh God, where do I start? Especially with those three names. Like Carter's been, I couldn't think of a better captain to learn from and watch what they do on a day-to-day life than Carter. Same with Portsy. Portsy's always getting us fired up, always teaching different things. Just watching these guys. I've never played juniors. I've never been in a fight, and I'm learning from Ports, who, that's got to be learning from one of the best kids, the most dangerous kids in the league at fighting. And he's taught me so much in that respect, how to be a person. Same with Carter. Same with Millsy. Millsy being there and being labeled as our assistant coach, he really does teach little certain aspects. If he sees something, he's going to say something, and you can't ask for anything better than that, especially with all his knowledge, his skill. It's someone all three of them, but him too, it's just someone you want to be around and be a sponge and absorb all that stuff. Mallow Johnson too. He's been a great guy to help out, great locker room guy. You get to see how he conducts himself, hard to play against, and almost I could go on and on about every single veteran on this team. They've all helped me so much being so young. It's really been a gift to learn from this team.
Garth, something that's stood out to me about you, whenever we see pictures of the team at events, reaching out to the community, talking to fans, it always seems like your face is out in the forefront. It really seems like you're taking to the community aspect of being a part of this team. What are you liking about kind of that whole realm thus far?
Everything, the team, the fans, especially at Illinois State, we did a little bit of stuff along those lines, but it wasn't that much. And I always pushed that we should be doing more, getting involved with everything more often. We always had skate with the Redbirds and stuff, and the youth hockey team would come out, and that would be enjoyable. We should have done more. And so when the media team was asks for volunteers or whenever it is, especially with the youth hockey program that we've been working so closely with, one of the first times down here, doing the ball hockey, I had a blast. I think it's just as fun or more fun for me to be interacting with the kids, playing ball hockey with the kids. I even walked away with a battle scar. One of them cut my ankle, and it was awesome. That's bad. Just being on the team, getting out there and showing that we're here, we're in the community. We want to help the community. We want to be involved and have fun, not only put on a show on the ice, but be there in the community to help make it better.
A lot of work went into the first part of this season, 11 road games, everything building up to that first ever home game against the Seawolves. And you, of course, had the distinct pleasure to score the first ever goal in Aikens Ford Arena, right in front of the Mississippi bench, about a step in front of the blue line. You sent a shot that their goaltender never saw. Maybe he saw it on the replay, but he didn't see it as it was coming his way. Just take us through that moment, what you saw, what you felt, and what you experienced from the time the pass made it to the blade of your stick to the time you took that knee at center ice.
Yeah, I could go back even to the beginning of the game when our names are calling out, and the energy that the fans in Georgia brought to a hockey game, it was shocking and awesome to see. I didn't know. I've never been to the South. I didn't know how many fans would be there to start, but the hype was true. The fans came out. It was unbelievable. It was a great experience for my first home game for sure. And I had a puck out on my stick, and I know coach says a shot on net's never a bad shot. I took it, shot it. Portsy had a great screen. He's a big man to see around, so it makes a ton of sense why he never saw that shot. And it hit. I just saw it go in at the last second, and I couldn't believe it. It was two great feelings for me. One, a relief where I haven't scored in a year yet, and I got my opportunity to score, and it was like almost like a monkey off the back. Like, okay, like I'm here, I'm helping contribute to the scoring aspect. And then two, it hit me when I dropped to a knee in the center of the ice. Like, I scored the first goal in this home building, and to hear the fan support, and it was, I mean, I still can't believe it till now. I had family text me, friends text me. And funny enough, Ed Coffey, the goalie, was a goalie that I played at Illinois State. He played for Maryville. So I had old teammates text me being like, no way, like your first goal was against Coffey, who we played last year against Maryville all the time. And I had scored, I think, a couple of times in college as well. So it was a surreal moment, and I can't believe it still.
I mean, talk a little bit more about, a year ago, you're thinking to yourself, all right, I'm going to graduate this summer. I'm going to try and get a sales job or, whatever my next step is. And now you're scoring a professional goal, your first ever professional goal. And not only that, but it came in such a big moment. I mean, talk about kind of what this means for you on a personal level.
It means a ton. I still get, whenever someone texts me or a family texts me, I still get a chill down my spine. And I know that I made the best decision I possibly could have made. The love of the game is always there. And it was still there when I was about to leave school, and I couldn't leave yet. I couldn't walk away from it yet. And again, going back to coach, to even be on the same bench as him and absorb the knowledge, like hockey, for some, it ends whenever. Sometimes it's unforgiving like that, right? And I love working with youth. So down the road, down the ladder, when it's all said and done, just to learn from coach, play in this league, and my drive, like my love for the game and working with youth hockey, that'll help me set up for a coaching job down the line as well. As long as I'm having that great piece of paper that says I was able to graduate from school.
Matt, you're the first guy on the team that I've gotten to talk to since that home game. It was electric for me, and I wasn't even on the ice. I mean, what were the feelings going through you and the boys' minds? Had anyone else on the team ever experienced anything like that before?
I can't speak for the rest of the team, but I've never experienced a new opening rink in a city that hasn't had much experience with hockey except for the UGA Bulldogs. And it was, again, it's hard. It's awesome to have been a part of, for everything that happened. Every game for us is a must win, right? We always come on. We always want to win. There is no losing. We all hate to lose. But that game felt like it was either a do or die, right? No one wants to see a team lose after all the hype, all the stuff that went into it, all the hard work the front office staff did, all the hard work the media team did, all the hard work you've done to promote the hype of the team. So it was relieving to get that win at home, and the reaction, besides hearing a couple of quarters or the fourth period at the end of the game when my parents were sitting in the stands, and listening to some of the fans talk about it. We're learning, though, and Athens is here, and we're I think it's slowly becoming a hockey city, which is great.
No doubt, Matt. We're excited to get back in there. A home and away series this weekend against the Columbus River Dragons. Matt, thank you for joining me today.
No problem, team. Thanks for having me.
In contention for one of the nicest guys on the Athens Rock Lobsters squad. He is the reason that we have a tied scoreline at 1 apiece. He opened up the scoring in the opening minutes of the second period. It took about 5 minutes total for us to have a 1-1 scoreline, as Justin McDonald, a longtime veteran and just huge contributor in his time in the FPHL, has scored once again on the power play to make it 1 apiece. We're still about 3 minutes away from third period action, and we don't want to hear that dreaded word that starts with an O. I won't even say it here on the broadcast. We'll see what happens in the third period and if we can get a winner between these two teams. We'll be back after this commercial break. UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Since we opened in 1968, we've taken pride in our professional staff. Unparalleled customer service is our legacy. Experience the best, skilled hands and friendly faces. At Stanfield Air Systems, satisfaction is not just a guarantee, it's our tradition. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
There's only one place you can deck yourself out and represent Athens' first ever pro hockey team, the Rock Lobsters. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your hats, shirts, and even jerseys now. Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living. Farm Burger is defined by its mission, its farms, its team, and its family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard. Grass-fed and grass-finished, that means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you. Both teams out of the tunnel and onto the ice, and a special shout out here on the broadcast for DJ Webster, Athens Rock Lobsters' very own DJ, who brings the crowd to another level at Aikens Ford Arena. If you haven't gotten a chance to be a part of that tremendous atmosphere, make sure you buy your tickets now. Rock Lobsters getting ready for a 3-game set. What a perfect opportunity for you to go ahead and buy some tickets. Friday night at 7:05, a week from now, Saturday night at 7:05, and Sunday afternoon at 4:05. Rock Lobsters will begin this third period on the power play. Looking for a winner in this one. River Dragons have a power play goal to their name, but the Rock Lobsters have yet to net on the man advantage. The River Dragons had found it difficult to score on the power play as of late. They came into this contest having scored 2 on their last 15 power plays. Here we get going in the third period. Will it be a decisive one? That one off the skate of Bersani. Picked up by Murray, taken into the zone. Milan off the far boards to Glukaryov. Doesn't find Shinkarik within the zone. 20 seconds left in this power play. Lodge, back from the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, would love to get on the score sheet in his return to the Rock Lobsters. Bersani trying to shed the last few seconds on this power play. Doherty out of the box. Murray with a shot that's off the pad of Petizian. Here's Bersani once again. Pad save from Rosenzweig, bounces to Shinkarik. Lodge gets dispossessed, but it trickles to Glukaryov. Glukaryov coming off a 2-goal game. Milan with a slapper, whiffs on it. Offside going against the River Dragons. The only points in this game for the Rock Lobsters belong to Garcia, the goal scorer, and the 2 assists from Hunter Alden and Philip Virgili. At risk of ending tonight is Garrett Milan's 20-game point streak. He is second in the FPHL in points out of this streak and has 15 points in his last 5 games. I know it's country night. It was a very calm singer-songwriter vibe on the loudspeaker. Johnson. Up the right side. Weisblatt collects. Picard over the line. Weisblatt has the loose puck back. Johnson from the left circle. Great pass through the crease. Took a deflection. Made it awkward for Picard to find the shot. Floated from Greco to Weisblatt. Steps through the saloon door. Back to Greco. Gets a touch on it. And it might cause some trouble for the Rock Lobsters. River Dragons gallivanting into the zone. Miss wide. Weisblatt. Weisblatt with a turnaround. Only finds Kyle Moore with a pass. He'll make his way off the ice. Line of Virgili, Alden, and Gallant back on the ice. Rock Lobsters with a 24-20 edge in shots on goal. Alden has won the puck back. Gets stopped by Doherty as Alden was trying to speed towards the puck. Galvin dumps in. Gets through the blade of the stick of Rosenzweig and causes some trouble. Somero. His shot gets stuffed by Rosenzweig. Oh, Philip Virgili wins the puck back. Potential breakaway pad save Petesian. Backhanded back towards the slot. Heads turning like a tennis match more than a hockey game here. Russell with some good stick work wins it back temporarily from Storjahan, who was looking for Galvin in the slot. Virgili, quick backhand one-time pass to Alden. Dumps into the corner. His line mates change. Alden will chase it himself. Top line back out for the Rock Lobsters. Milan tries to get his body in front of that one. Glukaryov steps on the gas. Jousting with Underwood. Milan trying to help the Russian dig this puck out. Milan has it. Blue line. Robertson with a rocket pad save. Lodge drags it to himself. Glukaryov backhands it. Petesian does enough. Glukaryov has done a much better job as of late just ambushing the net from different areas of the ice. He's become a lot more unpredictable in his play, and because of that, he has seen the increase as of late in the points column. Top line, the money line, as Steve Martinson calls it, staying out here on the ice. The reason he calls them that is because they're dressed in green jerseys in practice. No hand pass, say the referees there. Looked like Riley Robertson had batted it towards Lodge. Never really made it toward Lodge, though, who has picked it up from the near corner. Sweeps it behind him for Glukaryov. Tried to do the same towards the slot for Milan. Milan making sure that Balkwill knew that he was there. But the River Dragons, the odd man rush, Ryan Hunter, gets stopped by Rosenzweig. River Dragons are offside.
Let's go Dragons! Let's go Dragons!
Robertson Center ice, Johnson to the right for Weisblatt. Picard swats one out of midair. Petizian didn't drop the puck before the whistle was blown. Quick start for the Rock Lobsters over the last 2 or 3 shifts. They quickly opened up the scoring in the second period. They would love to be the next team to take a lead in this one. Greco from long range, pad save. Greco hoping to score against his former team. He might have another chance here. Shot from the corner of the blue line, takes an awkward bounce, picked up by Doherty. Almost loses it. Wickline from behind him has the puck back in his good graces. Dunford takes a check from Greco. Deflected out of play here. And we go to our first media timeout of the third period. We'll be back after this commercial break. Still looking for one of these two teams to take a lead in the third.
Since 1968, we've been your trusted source for home comfort. From then to now, we've evolved, but our commitment to your comfort remains unchanged. Experience the expertise that only decades of dedicated service can provide. Trust Stanfield. We've been keeping homes comfortable for over 50 years. Your comfort, our legacy. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. I've got a good seat here in the Columbus Civic Center, but instead of freezing here in the Columbus Civic Center, I would much rather be in the Terrapin Tap Room with an ice-cold Clawshank Redemption, and that is what a number of Rock Lobster fans are doing tonight, taking a part in the Terrapin Watch Party. Terrapin Tap Room have been so gracious to host our watch parties for the Athens Rock Lobsters this season. Make sure you get in on the party. Go get a Clawshank Redemption at the Terrapin Tap Room and watch your favorite team, the Athens Rock Lobsters. First game of this 2-game set between the Rock Lobsters and the River Dragons. We'll be back here. A 7:05 puck drop instead of 7:35 as it was tonight. Doherty off the faceoff. Wickline here on the right side. Quick snap pass towards the crease. It's now behind Rosenzweig's net. Greco takes his time, tries to find a pass. Virgili can't push through Doherty. Jemayev back to Dunford. Doherty, a big boy, but gets there first. Standing at 6'5", Dunford to Doherty, misplays it. From his knees, Gallant trying to send Virgili on his way. He gets there. Gallant right behind him. Good play here from the Rock Lobsters. Referee has his hand up in the air, and Rosenzweig is out of his crease. Rock Lobsters going back on the power play. Greco behind the net, trying to use the most of this power play time that they'll have. Being very, very careful in their own zone. The River Dragons touch the puck, and we're going once again to the Paloma Park power play. Rock Lobsters trying to find their first power play goal of the night. They have seen a steady increase in power play production as of late, but they have yet to find the net on the man advantage tonight. They have the shot advantage at 30-21. Weisblatt back on this power play with Milan, Lodge, Glukaryov, and Shinkarik. River Dragons have done okay in the face-off circle tonight, but their best work has come on the penalty kill. Weisblatt with speed on the near side. Enters the zone. Goes off the back of the River Dragon net. Milan uses his feet to protect that puck. Glukaryov now in the far corner. Steps on the brakes, back to Milan. Shinkarik's waiting for it, but Milan has something else in mind. Finds Glukaryov through the crease, takes a deflection back to Shinkarik. Backhands it to Lodge. Working to the left of the left face-off circle. Lodge with a great pass to the right side for Milan. Working quickly, Glukaryov. His tip just goes wide. Gives the River Dragons a chance to clear their side of the ice. Shinkarik with a burst from behind the Rock Lobster net. Milan doesn't see a route that he likes. A minute to go on the wick line penalty. Shinkarik. Backhanded towards center ice. Luckily, it trickles away from Galvin. Milan off the end boards. Lodge fakes the slapper. Fends off the defense of Jemayev. Milan in the right circle. Shinkarik almost lets that one trickle away. Casts a spell on it. Milan. That went off the crossbar. Centimeters away from taking the lead here is Garrett Milan. He's loading up the slapper. The pass didn't come to him in enough time. 15 seconds to go, and Galvin and the River Dragons looking dangerous. Short-handed shot from Balkwill, saved with the pad of Rosenzweig. Gallant trying to make something happen, trying to pull the puck towards the net of Petizian, but the River Dragons are back at even strength. Alden into the zone. Turns around. Initially found Virgili with a pass. Troy Murray with a good step up. Wins the puck back. It's not going to be easy, though. Troy Murray trying to settle the puck. It eventually comes down for Wickline, who's fresh out the box. Bit of a 3-on-2 here. Pass to the far side. Gallant with a clever one-touch pass for Philip Virgili. The Swede is bearing in on goal. Blocker save from Petizian. Virgili waiting for Weisblatt to come back. Took a piece of Weisblatt from the pass, but luckily it was when the Rock Lobsters number 88 was already back in the neutral zone. Picard. Puck is iced from the neutral zone for the Rock Lobsters. Never took a piece of Weisblatt. Face-off heading back the other side of the ice. Rock Lobsters had a chance to take the lead on the power play, and they came very close. A great shot from Garrett Milan that rattled the crossbar. Troy Murray backhands it off the blue line, off where the blue line is painted onto the boards. Troy Murray down to a knee, doesn't let that puck through him. Dumped into the zone by Weisblatt. He'll go off for a change. Jimmy Lodge takes his place. I think the teams are in the middle of a change. Picard on with Johnson and Lodge as Bersani's shot gets deflected into the netting. Of course, we've got a few Canadians watching tonight. One of them, of course, being Case and Gallant's mother, Tammy, who I'm sure is watching from Red Deer, Alberta. I've had a chance to go to Canada a few times. I've always enjoyed my trips there. Been to Ottawa quite a bit. Vancouver was absolutely beautiful. Probably the most beautiful place I've ever been. In North America, at least, I'll say. Vancouver, British Columbia. And a honey cruller from Tim Hortons is not so bad, I'll tell you that much. Puck comes off the linesman on the face-off. Down from Milan. Lodge in behind Balkwill here. Rings around the rink. Shinkarik back to Lodge. A little bit too much heat on that one. Milan luckily had a head start and has more speed than Wickline. Got to that puck first. Carter Shinkarik, long range into the glove, but waiting right there was Jimmy Lodge. He could have touched it into the net if it had fallen to him. We don't have a lead just yet. The Rock Lobsters tied at 1 apiece with the River Dragons. 9.5 minutes left in regulation. Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living. It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. Rock Lobsters, River Dragons, an in-state rivalry that is just budding in the FPHL. I'm being told from very reliable sources that Friday's home game for the Athens Rock Lobsters against the Baton Rouge Zydeco has been moved to 8:05 p.m. So my apologies for previously mislabeling it 7:05. Shinkarik, long-range shot over the glove of Petizian. Alden getting dirty in the corner. Takes an awkward pounce past Hunter, but I don't think the Rock Lobsters were expecting it either. Luckily, Shinkarik made sure that it never got into the path of McDonald, who's already scored once in this one. Shinkarik hard to the net. Oh, my God, what a pass for Gallant, but it's over the bar. Frustration in the body language of Kaysen Gallant, who knew that he had a fantastic opportunity to take the lead for the Rock Lobsters there. Kaysen Gallant knows about scoring a big goal here in Columbus. First game that the Rock Lobsters ever played here, he scored with 5 seconds to go to make it 5-5 and send the game into, oh, I almost said it. Rock Lobsters called for the offside. Ooh, a great opportunity, great passing all around, and it ends in the back of the net. Ryan Hunter has been the hot hand for the River Dragons lately. He adds on to his tally with his 11th goal of the year. The River Dragons in prime striking position as they take the lead with less than a half a period to go in regulation. River Dragon fans now firmly back into this game. Johnson. Rock Lobsters now have to find an equalizer in this game. Garcia initially does well out of the pressure. Fights that puck out of midair, 3-on-2. Weisblatt working through the middle, Johnson in the left circle. Great defense work from the River Dragons in this game, specifically in this period. Wickline. Gets pushed away from the puck in behind the net by Picard. Shinkarik back for Robertson. Greco looks for the quarterback pass. Johnson touches it down for Milan. Wins it back off of Lynn. Shinkarik from the circle just misses wide left. Bats it back for Robertson. A long-range shot from him into the corner. Lodge back behind the net. The captain. Captain Fantastic Carter Shinkarik. Tries a quick turnaround. Glukaryov. Milan. Lodge. Shinkarik trying to wheel away from the pressure, but Austin Doe pushes the puck out of the offensive zone. Glukaryov with speed. Balkwill. Good evasion on the far side from Doherty. Quick turnaround shot. That one's just deflected wide. Justin McDonald getting in front of the mask of Rosenzweig. Gallant helps it on to the stick of Alden. Drops it back for Weisblatt. Pardon me, Michael Greco. Quick shot back from the line from Murray. And another save from Petizian. His 32nd of the night. Rock Lobsters have the vast advantage in shots on goal, nearly 10 more than the River Dragons in this game. Actually, it will be 10 more, 33-23. Petizian doing a good job at keeping the Rock Lobsters at bay, if you will. Sletka. Greco stops at the far side. Fires the shot off without taking much time on the puck. Almost caught Petizian out. And that's what the Rock Lobsters need to do. They need to pull a little bit more tricks out of the bag and catch Petizian lacking here. Gallant, clever pass. Murray through the legs, flips it, almost puts it top shelf. Alden doing a great job on the forecheck once again, but the River Dragons have it away from Petizian's net for the time being. Virgili looking for an option. The decor was in the middle of making a switch. Good takeaway from Somero. Takes a risky pass, but it works out brilliantly in the end for the River Dragons. Icing called here against the River Dragons. Just a little more than 5 minutes to go here for the Rock Lobsters to find an equalizer, and we have great news for you, Rock Lobster fans, despite the team being down 2-1. There is a new Dash auction. Make sure you go to fans.winwithdash.com/rocklobsters /Athens Rock Lobsters, excuse me, to check out the team's newest auction. Picard gets kicked out of the face-off circle. Some pucks signed by players from opening night. Johnson needs to be careful here. Almost became the second player kicked out of the face-off circle in quick succession. We've seen a penalty given for that this season. McDonald, old man looking young, backhand shot. Catches Rosenzweig up high, drops down, and the Athens goaltender freezes it. We go to another commercial break here. Less than 5 minutes to go. Rock Lobsters need a goal. We'll see if they can find one in this game.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards hard-earned success. This isn't just paperwork. It's your roadmap, guiding a business during a change in ownership and detailing how ownership transitions and key financial decisions unfold. This instills a profound sense of pride, belonging, innovation, and commitment, ensuring a stable future for the company and a rewarding exit for you. Let's forge that path together.
They're throwing out the t-shirts here at the Columbus Civic Center. Gives us a chance to talk about some of our sponsors that we can thank. Athens Area Urology. You're in good hands with Athens Area Urology. Plumber Pro, Hospitality South, Athens Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Classic City Flats, the home of the Rock Lobsters, Harmon Enterprises, and Roto-Rooter. We'll go back to the action on the ice. Athens needs a goal. Unfortunately for them, this Columbus crowd is about as into the game as they've been all contest long. The series is not won or lost just yet. We'll be back here at 7:05 tomorrow for the Saturday finale here at the Columbus Civic Center. Lukaryov gets in front of that pass. Still danger there. Backhanded. Storjahan with a shot. His slapper saved by Rosenzweig. Rock Lobsters, I believe, going back to the power play. A River Dragon in the corner can't believe that an infraction is called against him. Rock Lobsters have come up empty-handed in the power play tonight. Can that change here in the right place in the right time? Want to thank Code Red in the chat for some kind words. Thanks so much, Code Red. Thanks for tuning in along with the other 210 of you in the stream tonight. Make sure you subscribe to the Athens Rock Lobster Network, like the stream, and hit the bell to be notified of all future posts and streams. Milan, his 20-game point streak at risk. Here he is again. Lukaryov. Shinkarik with a play with a skate, chops it to Milan. Backhanded back to Lukaryov. Flipped to Milan. Milan with a quick snap through the crease. Shinkarik wipes out at center ice. Quality of the ice deteriorating as we get to the latter stages of this game. Remember that the rodeo had just been held here in the Columbus Civic Center last weekend. Lodge gets one through Doe to Shinkarik. Milan, his office is on the right side. Lukaryov can't find Weisblatt. Frustration continues for the Rock Lobsters on the power play. A minute to go on the penalty against Samaro. New unit out for the Rock Lobsters, but still quarterbacked by Carter Shinkarik. Virgili. Here's Kaysen Gallant, who has a penchant for a third period goal. Wow, what a tremendous move to get around one, but he can't make it two. Picard back to Gallant. Two Canadians exchanging passes. Virgili, hard in behind the net, drops it back for Shinkarik. Up the left side, back to the Swede. Steps on the brakes. Needs to get it back to his captain and does. Slapper from the far side, Picard misses wide. Picard loads up again. So much pace on that one that it's all the way into the neutral ice. Rosenzweig makes a play on it. The power play is over, and here come the River Dragons. Hunter looking for the finishing touches. Pad save Rosenzweig, one of his best of the night. Malik Johnson with the speed the other way. Tries to take it to the net himself. Greco keeps it in. Tilt-a-whirl's out of the pressure. Slapper from Milan. Loose puck out in front, Malik Johnson. Ooh, Rosenzweig almost out of his crease as the Rock Lobsters looking for the extra man. Close call there. 2 minutes to go. Rosenzweig asking for permission to leave his office. It'll be granted to him. Rock Lobsters with an empty net. Long distance shot, and it's in. Oh, my goodness. Justin McDonald from no man's land has his second of the night. A former 60-goal scorer in this league, 45 to his name last year. And he puts the Rock Lobsters down 3-1. Athens take the risk and pull Rosenzweig from his crease. It doesn't take long for the River Dragons to convert on that opportunity. Weisblatt. Is there a miracle in Columbus tonight for the Rock Lobsters? Rosenzweig back out of his crease. Skates, 6 skaters on for the Rock Lobsters here on the empty net. River Dragons will clear. Garrett Malin fetches that one. A lot of streaks potentially coming to an end tonight. River Dragons with another chance to bury an empty netter, and they do so through Storjahan. Two rolls of the dice with Rosenzweig don't pay off. What might work out in the Rock Lobsters' favor is I don't think they ever ran the clock from the last goal, so 1:25 is what the scoreboard says here in Columbus. But it might just be more time delaying the inevitable. It feels like they're trying to figure out the clock situation here. Referees convening. Jemayeff, the one asking questions. Still trying to iron out the time here. This is when you know when you're a Rock Lobster on the ice, you're just like, all right, we're taking a long time trying to figure out what's going on here. The game's 4-1. Why don't we put this game to bed, come back tomorrow, and win that one? Something being explained to head coach Steve Martinson. He doesn't seem to pay it much mind. Looks like the clock is just being accepted here. Greco through to Gallant. Portillo. Alden. Portillo putting some elbow grease into that to get the puck. Jemayeff away from Alden. Greco. 2 empty net goals have put the River Dragons up 4-1. A minute to go in play. Puck loose out in front. Gallant with a quick turnaround shot goes wide. Tipped into the zone from the River Dragons. Picard with speed through the center onto the right. Fends off the check. Trickles back to Russell. Long range effort over the bar. .2 seconds left in this one. Orca Weisblatt on the draw. We talked about how this is 2 heavyweights going up against one another. And the opening blow goes to the Rock Lobsters. Against the Rock Lobsters, if you will. A 4-1 scoreline where all the scoring was done in the latter 2 periods. And it all started off so well. The Athens Rock Lobsters opened up the scoring at the 2:01 mark of the second period. Matt Garcia with his second of the year, but it was all River Dragons from then on out. A power play goal 3 minutes later from Justin McDonald. Ryan Hunter had taken the team's first lead for Columbus with a goal at the 11:11 mark in the third period. And then 2 empty net goals 16 seconds away from each other from Justin McDonald and Alex Storjahan put the River Dragons up 4-1. We're not done yet here in Columbus, though. The Rock Lobsters coming back to the Columbus Civic Center to take on Columbus at 7:05 is when the puck will drop tomorrow night here in Columbus. I know it's already a somber tone here in the chat and with the Athens Rock Lobsters loss tonight, and I don't want to continue to bring it down, but felt compelled to say something here on the broadcast. I want to dedicate this show, dedicate this broadcast to Jeff Robertson, who lost his life last night. My best friend Hunter's father, someone who I grew up with, someone who opened up his house to me and my family, took me on multiple family vacations and treated me many times like I was one of his own sons. And I walked into the building today not knowing that I would have to say goodbye to someone who meant a lot to me and meant a lot to my family. And for the last time, I want to say thank you for everything, Jeff. You were like a second father to me, and I hope you rest in peace. I hope your pain is over. Good night, my friend, and good night to all the friends in the chat. Athens Rock Lobsters back here in the Columbus Civic Center to take on the River Dragons tomorrow. They fall tonight 4-1.